I'm going to actually add a couple vocabulary before we start. So Korean, 한국, 사람, person. American, 미국, 사람, person. So 한국 means Korea, 사람 means person. So it's literally Korea person, but it's Korean. 미국, 사람, 미국 is America, 사람, person. America, person becomes American. Okay? And you notice there's a cook here. Okay, it comes from Chinese character again. It means country. So more vocab you know, you will eventually build those roots from Chinese character, from the vocabulary that you learn, okay? And the other way, you can also say 한국인. So you can also say 한국인. That means Korean. Those you will see like a document, legal document, or like application, anything like that. You don't see 한국 사람, you see 한국인. Same thing, maybe you got a job in Korea, you will write 미국인, okay? So formal usage, yes, it's good to use 한국인, 미국인. But spoken Korean, 한국 사람, 미국 사람, a lot of times it's interchangeable. But just know we use both terms, both vocabulary. Okay, we already talked about topic particle, but I'm just gonna talk about the usage. So this time I'm gonna say 민수 is Korean, Michael is American. 민수는 한국 사람. Let's put this in polite form. 한국 사람이에요. 마이클은 미국 사람이에요. I'm just gonna talk about how this kind of context, we're comparing Minsu versus Michael. Minsu is Korean, Michael is American. So this context, we are comparing the topic of the sentence. You use topic particle, okay? Because later on, we're gonna introduce subject particle, which you mark the subject of a sentence. Then if you're just talking about Minsu is Korean, we can use subject particle, rather than topic particle. So the one of the usage, again, if we're just talking about Minsu is Korean, we can mark Minsu with the subject particle simply, But this context where I'm talking about Minsu is Korean, Michael's American, it's good to use a topic particle because one of the usage of topic particle is when we compare or contrast the topic of the sentence, okay? All right. So now we're gonna talk about Minsu is Korean. I am also Korean. I too am Korean. So we're gonna learn the particle 도, which means also and too. So I'm gonna say 나도 한국 사람이에요. Okay, so 도 is used here. I too, I also am Korean. Okay, so 도 particle also and too. Okay, Notice the particle is always next to the noun, right? You would always have no space between the noun and particle. Okay, so those also it's helpful to know. So 민수는 한국 사람이에요. 민수 is Korean. 나도 한국 사람이에요. I also am Korean. Now, we can do 아니다 today. This is the copula. Like last time I talked about, there's two copula in Korean language. 이다 to be, 아니다 to not be. And it's just the basic sentence structure, fundamental sentence structure that you just learn it like an equation kind of, you know? To not be. So that means is not, are not, am not. It's totally opposite to last week, 이다. Okay? N1 does not equal to N2. So N1, 는, N2, and then this one you need to pay attention. 이가 아니에요. So N1, 는 topic particle, N2, 이가 아니에요. 이가, we're gonna learn this in 2 weeks, but it's a subject particle. So 이가 is a subject particle, and then 아니에요. That is a polite form, right? Because it ends with you. Of course, I'll introduce you all different formality for that. So first example, Michael is not Korean. Let's do Michael. And because it ends with the real final consonant. 한국 사람. And then I'll use E here. Subject particle E is used when noun ends in a final consonant. And then we say 아니에요. So 마이클은 한국 사람이 아니에요. So Michael is the topic of sentence, so we mark with the 은. 마이클 ends in a consonant, so we use 은, not 는. 한국 사람, Korea person, which means Korean. We use E, subject particle. We use E when noun ends in a final consonant. 사람 ends in a consonant. And then 아니에요. So it means is not, right? So Michael is not Korean. Next example. So 제시는 친구가 아니에요. So literally, I only have Jesse, 친구, it means friend, and then 아니에요 is not. So literal translation would be Jesse, friend, is not, right? But if I'm just talking this to someone I know, and that person know what I'm talking about, I already built this context. Jesse, and Jesse is not my friend. So the context of that conversation implies that Jesse is not my friend. Even though literally I only say Jesse, friend is not. It implies Jesse is not my friend, okay? So Jesse는, we know topic particle is 는 because Jesse ends in a vowel. And 친구 is a friend, but 구 ends in a vowel. So subject particle we use 가, 친구가. And then 아니에요 is not. Jess is not my friend. But if you want to say not my friend, literally, yes, you can. We're gonna learn those next time. Okay? Unrefined formal will be 아닙니다. And if you want to speak in casual form, you say 아니야. And 아니에요 is polite form, right? 요 ending, polite form. 아닙니다. Statement, unrefined formal. But we learned the question also, right? So you can kind of mix all the sentence to question form too. 아니에요, just add question mark. Unrefined formal, you're just going to change that to 가. 아닙니까? And then 아니야, casual form. If it's question 아니야, all you need to do is intonation up. That's all. 아닙니까? That would be a question. Question. 아닙니다. Statement.
하이디는 학생이 아니에요.
Yes. Very good. And what does that mean?
Heidi is not a student.
Yes. Perfect. Good, good.
저는 한국 사람이 아니에요.
Yes. Very good. And what does that mean?
I am not Korean.
Yes. Good.
은미는 친구가 아니에요.
Right. And what
Yeah.
does that mean?
은미 is not my friend.
Right. Very good. Okay. So that's it. So next week we're gonna learn Korean number and Chinese number, both number system. Alright, so see you guys next week. 안녕.